Okay, time for the second phase of the HDR image. What we've done so far from the first screencast was to take the 5 images, turn them into an HDR, turn that HDR into a tone mapped image, which then we will use as a basis to edit and turn into something pretty. Okay, so we're back at the blank desktop. Over here with the icons is the TIFF that we exported from Photomatix. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring it into the bloodstream of my photo management system. It's kind of like joining the army. You get checked in, and once you're there, we'll keep track of you, kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Lightroom and start the import. Just a note about how important data management is with these SLRs and their large sensors. You're generating just a ton of data all the time. Keeping track of it is vital. And then once you start editing these images, keeping track of all the versions is vital. The programs like Aperture and Lightroom are designed for that. I recommend highly that you find yourself a good program like Lightroom here to maintain your files. So this is the Lightroom screen. I actually have dual monitors, but the second monitor isn't open for the screencast, so we'll just use the right side here. So I'm going to go ahead and open the import dialog and go ahead and choose the single file that we brought in. Okay. Here's the import dialog box. You can add any number of data that you want. I choose to put copyright information, all the stuff that I want to hang out with this photograph for its lifetime. It embeds it deep in the metadata, and you have to work hard to get it out. But people get it out. They'll use your pictures if they want to. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and import this into the library. I keep different sections of my library, and this image is going into the abandoned folder. So, okay, go simple import. You'll see Lightroom automatically loads it into the thing there. Part 1 of the data management system is to make sure that all the good photographs are assigned the tags and badges that they need, so I can find it later. Anything that makes it into Lightroom that has been edited or is a tone map gets 5 stars automatically. Okay, so that means when a little later on, if I want to re-edit this, all I have to do is filter for the 5 stars, and my my basis photos will be there. Okay, so we'll move out of the library module. Sorry about that. Library module into the develop module, and this is well, develop is just Adobe's word for edit. We are about to edit this photo. One of the things about shooting HDR in low light conditions is you end up having to use a higher ISO than you would like, and you end up with a little bit of noise. And so what we want to do is the first thing in any editing situation is you want to make any noise reduction edits first before you do anything else. When you apply the noise reduction system later in the editing process, it's not as natural. So I'm going to go ahead and bump this up quite a bit, and you'll see that it softens that nicely. Okay, good. So this is the end of this step. This image is how I like it when I'm ready to bring it into Photoshop, where I use a series of filters to add more personality to these photos. It is possible to do your filters over here. You'll notice that there's any number of different filters, either that come with a Lightroom or that I've downloaded over the time, and they all have their own sort of deal. I personally prefer to have a little more control, so that's why I take it into Lightshot. Okay, so the next step is to export, to edit into Photoshop. So it's just a simple matter of right-clicking. It's going to go ahead and zap it out, and the next time you see me will be in Photoshop.